What's up guys, my name is ExxotikGaming and welcome back to another Pixel Gun 3D weapon review. I hope you guys are excited. In this video, we are reviewing the highly requested Astral Bow, easily one of the coolest weapons from this update. This is a ridiculously cool wall break weapon released in the new 13.1.0 updates, and you guys wanted to see it, so here we go. What I would appreciate you guys to do is to leave a like down below. Here's why. If you guys do, then I will make a tutorial on how you can easily get these weapons. I'm sure you all want them. So here's what it really comes down to. Leave a like if you want the new guns. If you want the Astral Bow, leave a like. If you want the dual cryo pistols, leave a like. Anything else, leave a like. Good? Alright. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and let's get into this. Going into the sniper section, this is the Astral Bow. Now look at my character on the left-hand side of the screen for a sec. Look at this thing. It detracts into this cool little mechanism thing and then pops out of nowhere to destroy enemies when it actually wants to kill them. It's just the coolest thing ever. It's a legendary weapon, so it's not super common. It has an efficiency of 28 with an 87 firing rate, which is definitely pretty good, a 1 capacity, which is wrong, and an 8 weight, which means this is a very highly mobile weapon when you're using this thing. This is a wall break laser bow, so it's very similar to the laser bow that was released back in earlier this year, or 2 years ago actually. So this weapon is kind of like an updated version of it, and with that being said, we're going to go jump into a medium to close range map here, Stadium. I actually don't generally go into Stadium, so I'm a little interested to see how we perform using this weapon in this match here. But Stadium is a pretty good map for this weapon. Is it the absolute best one? Probably not. You're going to want to use this thing in medium range, but then again, this weapon doesn't have a scope, unlike the laser bow, so this weapon is probably going to do a little bit better at closer ranges than the laser bow would. And plus, with that 87 firing rate, since this thing is a 2-shot headshots to a max armored player and generally a 3-shot body shots, this thing actually wrecks enemy players. Most people you come in contact with, as long as they don't have ridiculously OP weapons like maybe some of the area damage weapons and sniper rifles, you're going to do well when you're using this thing. Not too many other people are going to be able to consistently take you out when you're using this thing, but the key when using the Astral Bow is you really need to use its mobility to your advantage. You have a very, very high mobility when you're using this thing. It's kind of like almost as fast as the Dark Mage Wand, I believe. Not the Dark Mage Wand, the Dark Force Saber. I know you guys all know that weapon. It's one of the known weapons for high mobility. So if you use this weapon kind of like that, where you're jumping all over the place and you manage to get those headshots, this thing will do really well. I mean, as you all can see, triple kill already. We can probably get more like a monster kill throughout this video. I'm not 100% sure, but that's like something that's entirely possible when you're using this weapon. Now, is this weapon the most accurate weapon at longer ranges? No. So like I said, you don't want to use this weapon ridiculously far away from the enemies that you are firing at. If you were in Paradise Resorts and you spawn in the lighthouse and somebody is all the way over in the big mansion and you try to hit them from that distance, chances are the bows aren't even going to land on the enemy player. So you need to get a little bit closer in order to take them out. But if you manage to do that and you keep it in a closer range, you're not even really going to need to worry about this issue. You guys might see throughout this match here in Stadium, at the exceptionally long ranges, we might have some difficulty with the accuracy of this weapon. But I mean, look at this, guys. It just destroys enemy players. The headshots are so satisfying when you use this thing, and it's wonderful, guys. It's a lot of fun when using. This is what I said previously, my favorite weapon from this newest update, the 13.1.0 Christmas update of 2017, and I don't really have many negatives to it, other than the fact that maybe if it had a scope, it would be a little bit better. But then again, it's a bow and arrow, so you can't really have a scope for a bow and arrow anyways. I mean, some of them do in Pixel Gun 3D, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So you're not going to have the scoped ability like the tactical bow does when you're using this thing. You will be able to use this weapon more at close range. And we got a victory, 32 points. I mean, that's kind of what you can expect when you're using this weapon. Very consistently will you win in the matches that you go into. Now, there are going to be weapons that are going to beat this. I want to be clear with that. We haven't really found too many people using those weapons throughout this video yet, but if we do encounter a lot of people using the Judge, maybe the the Dragon Whistle, the Guardian, other stuff like that, those weapons are going to be a bit of a problem compared to this. You can't really compete against those one-shot kill things when you're using a 2-shot headshot bow like this. But if you can manage to land those headshots and be consistent like I am doing sometimes in this video, then you can be getting a lot of those people in the matches that you go into. Will you always be able to beat them? No, that's the thing. You have to expect that when you're using this, but then again, this is a bow and arrow, and you probably want to pair this with other weapons in the game. So use the Astral Bow alongside maybe the Laser Assistance. That's another weapon released in this update, and those two paired together would work really, really well. But I mean, look at that headshot right there. It's so satisfying. You just drop down and headshot an enemy player, and you just feel like the coolest person in the entire world. And then having that wall break ability really, really works to your benefit. Like that guy right there wouldn't have been able to take me out unless he had a wall break weapon himself. So you can hit people through, for example, in Stadium, the little glass walls here, and they will never even be able to hit you back. So, I mean, that's great. There's an example right there of kind of the bad, longer ranged gameplay that you will get when you're using this weapon. It does get less accurate, so you are going to have to expect more shots to land on an enemy player. And one thing I have found when using this weapon is you don't want to spray and pray it too much because you will end up running out of bullets, especially in a map where you don't die as much. I haven't died that many times here in Stadium, so I tend to kind of spray and pray, and I realize that it's probably not the best thing to do, but sometimes it's kind of inevitable that you are going to do that. You have to kind of be fiercely trying to take enemy players out when they're using a more powerful weapon than you, and inevitably you are going to spray and pray to try to take them out as fast as you possibly can. But maybe what you want to do is not do what I'm doing right here. You might want to potentially wait until that enemy is directly in line with the crosshair and then take them out. Maybe you see somebody from long range, you wait until you get closer to them so you can manage to make more of your shots land on them. You don't want to start firing at somebody from very, very far across the map because inevitably a lot of those shots are going to miss the enemy player. So why would you waste all your bows to do that? I don't know why you would. So just don't do that. Get a little bit closer to the enemies unless you are in a map where there's like only a couple of other people like we're in right here. We might actually have to leave this match in a little bit just because we're not getting the most intense gameplay in the world, and I'm always about the intensity for Pixel Gun 3D. But, I mean, even still, we're doing really, really well, and it is a lot of fun, guys. And, I mean, I don't really have any negatives I can possibly say about this, aside from, like I said, not having the scope. But then again, it doesn't work with a scope because it's a freaking bow and arrow. I mean, if you think a bow and arrow should go with the scope, it probably shouldn't, and I don't know why you would think that. But we're going to leave this match, guys. There's not too much action going on right here. I am destroying the enemies in that match, but I want to get more action, and I want to probably go back into Stadium if we're lucky enough to. Hey, we found another one. Sweet. So let's go back into another Stadium match here where there are 9 out of 10, and I am the 10th player here, so we can get a heck of a lot of action in a very short amount of time. We got mechs. They don't stand a chance. Look at this. Mech kill, another kill, another kill. Beautiful, fantastic. That's what you can expect when you're using this thing. You just start spraying and praying towards a group of people close to you, and you're going to just watch the kills rack up in the matches that you go into. You use this weapon in something like Silent School, you shoot it down that main hallway. If there's a lot of people there, then you're going to get a lot of kills in a really short amount of time, faster than you would with many other weapons in this game, faster than something like the dual cryo pistols or the laser assistant. So, in certain occasions, this weapon is going to be better than the laser assistant, which we know from the video that I just posted earlier today is one of the best primary weapons in this game. Now, is this one of the best weapons in the sniper section? No, there are going to be weapons that are better than it, but I can say with confidence, this is one of the coolest looking ones out there. I mean, there aren't many other weapons that look cooler than this. Having the bow pop out of nowhere and then just destroy people like I did right there and right here. I mean, just headshot after headshot, and it's so satisfying when you're using this thing. It's great. I love it. It's fantastic, and I will be using this a lot off camera. I remember when the laser bow first came out in 2016. I used that thing a ton. I used that way more than the laser bouncer. The laser bouncer was cool, but the design of the laser bouncer wasn't nearly as unique as the laser bow. So then when the laser bow came out, I was like, oh my god, even though it's really similar to the laser bouncer, I'm going to use the laser bow a whole lot more. And I did. And I'm going to be using this weapon a lot off camera in the matches that I go into as well. Because this Astral Bow, man, it is freaking awesome. And I love the design of it as well in first person mode. I love the light blue colors, kind of like a crystal-ish looking bow. And then there's that cool little thing that you hold that the bow detracts into. And it kind of looks like a more red and brown form of the Reaper. I know you guys remember the Reaper from the last update. It kind of reminds me of that, except in more red and yellow. And then look at the little blue things coming out from the bow itself. It's like a little aura that's emitted from the bow itself, and it's just the coolest thing ever. But we got another victory, guys. Again, like I said, kind of what you can expect when you're using this weapon. 17 kills, way more than anybody else in that match. I got like double the amount of points as everybody else in that match, and it looks like, unfortunately, people are leaving, so we're going to leave ourselves. I guess they can't handle ExxotikGaming with his Astral Bow. No, no, no. Now, a lot of people are going to ask, well, Exotic, is this thing OP? And I would say no. I mean, since this thing is a 2-shot kill, it's definitely not. If you had this thing with a 1-shot kill, yes, this thing would be almost certainly ridiculously OP, more powerful than the laser bow, more powerful than the prototype, and more powerful than the anti-hero rifle. But since this thing is a 2-shot headshot, it's not going to be OP. If this thing had the same firing rate that it did at 87 with a 1-shot kill, that would be the most ridiculous thing in the entire world. Now, sometimes you might actually be lucky enough to find somebody that's really low on health, and that might happen more often in a match like Silent School or Coliseum, where you do get those 1-shot kills, but don't trust on that, and always be expecting to get a 2-shot, at least, kill on the enemies that you come in contact with. But look at this, guys. Every single stadium match I've gone into, regardless which players I'm versing, I'm still able to take them out. Even people with the anti-hero rifle, if you can be fast and accurate, you will take them out, and you will take them out with valiancy. I don't know if that's a word, but we made it a word, guys. You are a valiant player when you're using this thing. It's really, really cool. Very futuristic. I really like this thing a lot. So, I mean, it's just great. That's really all I need to say, guys. It's fantastic. And if I recommend you guys to get it, I'm going to say completely 100% get the Astral Bow. It's really cool. And if I see somebody using this thing, I'm not really going to get too worried about it. I'm not going to get really mad. There's another example of that through wall ability, by the way. And I'm just, I'm having a lot of fun when I'm using this thing, and I'm sure other people would if they did as well. I don't believe anybody in any match we've gone into so far has this weapon yet, so maybe it's just because, okay, alright, my game just crashed. Alrighty then. Anyways, guys, like I said, barely anybody's using this thing, and I don't know if it's just because people don't think it's a cool-looking weapon. I mean, it looks cool to me in the armory section, but hey, I don't know. Maybe you guys just don't realize it, but I'm trying to tell you in this video, this thing is worth it. You gotta get this weapon. It is freaking awesome. So, we're gonna probably do this match and maybe one more, or part of one more, and then finish off the video on that note. But other than that, I don't really have much else I need to say about the Astral Bow. Fantastic, unique, cool, and just overall a fantastic weapon in this game that just is so much fun, and I love it to death. It's probably one of my favorite weapons in the sniper section in this game, aside from the prototype. The prototype's always been like my favorite sniper, probably always will be, but this weapon, guys, is probably a close second to that. I love it. It's awesome. So, yeah, if I was to rate this weapon between 1 and 10, I give this weapon probably like an 8.5 or a 9. It is definitely one of the better weapons in the sniper section, but is it the best? No. There's going to be weapons like the anti-hero rifle, the prototype S, stuff like that are going to do better than this. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. There are going to be weapons that are going to beat this, which is good. You don't want to have a weapon that is just better than than everything like the Judge. I mean, that would be ridiculous if there's anything else released like it. But, yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys did enjoy this, guys. I mean, look at that guy. He was using the frickin' dragon whistle, the biggest noob in the entire world, and we showed him up. We showed him that, well, he was clearly not the better player out of the two. I'm missing a lot of my shots, but I guess it's just because I'm getting a little antsy here. Apologies for that. But, yeah, that's basically it. Hope you all did enjoy. I'd appreciate it a lot if you guys left a like down below. It really means a lot. Lets me know you guys want to continue seeing videos on this channel. And like I said, if you want to get these new weapons and want me to do a video where I actually show you how to get these new weapons, then leave a like down below and I can make that happen within the next couple of days, maybe within the next couple of weeks, because I do want to get more new update stuff out of the way before I would actually do that. Comment down below which weapon you want to see reviewed next, because it's going to be tomorrow when I do my next weapon reviews. And if you haven't checked out the 2 other videos that I did earlier today, then I don't know what you guys have done. I did a review on the laser assistant in the primary section, the mythical primary weapon released in this update, and then I also did a Roblox parkour video with my girlfriend. It was a lot of fun. You guys should check it out. I'll have them linked down below at the top of the description, and they were freaking awesome, guys. That's all I gotta say. But, so other than that, guys, I don't really have much else I need to say here. I kind of want to get, like, maybe one more kill if we're lucky. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to happen. Come on, can I get this guy at least? Yes, there we go. We got one more kill. One more? Potentially? No? Yes? Hey, we got another one. Sweet. And we died. All right, well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.